Breaking news. Kandara, Gauntmo, Derain, and Bowder counties were hit hard by the unnatural biohazard on the night of June 12th to 13th. The arrival of the so-called red mist was sudden. The first reports of strange cases of illnesses and unnatural changes in the shape of the bodies of infected people began to appear. There were also occasional reports of tall, deformed bodies appearing in the mist. All records, reports, and documentation related to the deformed, enormous creatures should be reported to the State Anomalous Figure Organization's information.
Hello beautiful people, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, we cover a very complex and scary analog horror series called White Door Opened. In this series, we learn about a bunch of anomalies that have come and spread across Earth, causing havoc. They range from things as simple as disguised plants to headless monsters walking around ripping your own head off. There's a lot of little puzzles in this one and things to translate, and the story is very complicated, so I'm definitely gonna need your help in the comments for this one. Today we're gonna be watching the White Door Files Compilation 1, which is a compilation of a bunch of the videos in the series so far. So this is not the entire series right now, this is just a big chunk of the beginning of the series. But if you guys like this video, I'll be sure to cover the rest. Big shout out to Tex Moon, who's the original creator of this series. The link to their channel will be in the description down below. Always support your original analog horror content creators. Alright guys, enough of me talking. Let's jump right in.
The State Organization of Anomalous Figures presents a special informational material, How to Behave in Case of an Anomalous Incident. Currently, we are able to distinguish two types of supernatural events. Belong to them: mental events, biological events. Psychic events are changes in the brain responsible for the perception of the environment. They are responsible, among others, for the misplacements of objects or changes in the construction of rooms, buildings and space around the person affected by the anomaly. Most often, however, the anomaly occurs after a person has come into contact with a biological event, so it is quite easy to diagnose. Biological events are unnaturally occurring plants, creatures or humanoid figures seemingly resembling shapes familiar to humans, focusing the attention of a potential victim. Any contact with the above-mentioned facilities should be reported to the emergency number. Reporting the incident in detail is still possible. Any attempt to make physical contact with the anomaly is not allowed.
Gotcha.
Among the observed anomalous figures, we distinguish 5 forms: traces, headless, Nephilim, copyman, stretch.
Nice, they all sound great.
Traces, an anomaly appearing in the form of plants such as tall grass, bushes, or vines. While the shape imitates the appearance of real plants, they are distinguished from the rest of the environment by almost complete black color and the lack of any shadow. Although the anomaly is extremely rare, physical contact with it is usually accompanied by the symptoms of a psychic event. These symptoms disappear after at least 6 days. In extreme cases, they lead to
I'm guessing that's death?
headless, appear mostly as humanoid beings, although often deformed, having no head. Despite this, they seem to be perfectly oriented in the field. The moment a potential victim spots an anomalous entity and gets close enough, it immediately rushes towards it. An encounter with this creature almost always ends with the head detaching from the rest of the body, which the anomaly takes with it. So far, only 12 dead bodies without heads have been found.
Great.
Nephilim, huge, usually 4-legged, bony creatures with gray-colored skin. They have not been observed to have organs such as eyes, ears, or nose. However, they have an extremely well-hidden mouth in the head-like part of their body. It is not uncommon for long, sharp, bone-like elements to protrude from the anomalous entity's body. However, they do not seem to hinder the movement of anomalies. When a potential victim comes within range of the anomaly, usually within 100 to 300 meters, it begins to emit a long, rumbling sound. Once the victim is at least 20 meters from the anomaly, they begin to experience the symptoms of a psychic event. Shortly thereafter, the anomaly rushes towards the victim, then uttering a deafening throws. So far, 4 anomalous creatures of this type have been recorded.
Okay.
Copyman is an anomaly appearing in the form of a human. The original appearance of the anomaly is unknown. due to the fact that it uses dead human bodies to move. Over time, the anomalous entity begins to affect human tissues, causing them to expand or tear, which consequently shows only a small part of its true appearance. One such feature is white skin with visible muscles. The anomaly can move at tremendous speed, but mostly lies in place, awaiting a potential victim. As a result of an incident on 08-1993, it was proven that the entity is able to communicate with humans, most often by imitating
their voice.
A type of biological anomaly that is transmitted by touch and by droplets, interfering with the structure of the human body. Contact with the anomaly initially results in dizziness or loss of consciousness. A few hours after the return of consciousness, changes occur in the skeletal system, quickly lengthening its elements, which after a while break through human skin, muscles and some internal organs. This painful process always ends with the death of a person within a week of his encounter with the anomalous entity. As the bones grow, a red, viscous liquid begins to ooze from the damaged tissues, which dissipates in the form of smoke about an hour after leaving the body. Incidents involving this type of anomaly are usually accompanied by a previous visit to the place where the same red liquid was found along with the dead body. As a result of the stretch anomaly incident on June 12, 1993, 146 people died, while only 5 people were successfully isolated and transported to the facility for further observation. Now we can answer the right question, how to behave in the case of an anomalous incident. First, look around. Find out what type of anomaly you are dealing with. If the anomaly is in sight, stay calm.
Okay.
Carefully move away from the anomaly, making sure it's not heading in your direction. Find shelter. Stay away from the white door. Follow the shadow, it will keep you safe. Above all, don't run.
So I didn't talk much there just because we were getting so much information dropped on us, but we have, I guess, a clear idea of some of the things that we have to watch out for in this world. I'm gonna just give you like a brief summarized version of what we just listened to as well, just because there was so much information, there were a lot of words and whatnot. So here's like a dumbed down version. So there are 2 types of events that can happen. There's mental physical events, which is basically changes in your brain that can cause like the room around you to move or for objects to move to different places. It basically just messes with your head and your perception of things. Then there are biological events, which are unnatural plants, creatures, and humanoid figures. There are 5 biological events that you could run into so far. There are the traces, which appear as tall bushes, grass, or vines, completely black, they have no shadow, and when you interact with them, it causes a psychic event. This one is probably the least dangerous because the effects can go away in 6 days. But then you have something like the Headless, which is this humanoid creature with no head. When it sees you, it runs after you and rips your head off, and then just takes it away. Nephilim, big, 4-legged, gray, bony, has a hidden mouth. It makes a rumbling sound when you're within 300 meters of it, and it hits you with a psychic event when you're in 20 meters of it, and it rushes you and kills you. At least we guess that it kills you because there was a lot of like redacted statements. Then there's the Copy Man, which is kind of like, I feel like in most analog horrors, there's like a, you know, something that mimics humans. This one's a bit different because it seems to find a dead body, go inside of it, and then use it as like a host to move around and stuff. It can mimic human voices and move extremely fast. And sometimes the only way you could tell that it's a copy man is because eventually it stretches human tissue, showing visible muscle and white skin. And then there's the Stretch, which almost seems to be like a disease type of anomaly, which spreads through touch or droplets, results in dizziness and then loss of consciousness, and then it basically causes your bones to grow out of your body, which destroys your internal organs, your muscles, basically kills you. They also showed the date 1993, so I'm guessing that's when this takes place around at the moment. But they also say like there's only 4 Nephilims that they found, and there's only been 12 victims of a Headless, so these things must not be super common, which is good for now. But the real concerning part is how to behave when you see one. Pretty basic advice. If it's in sight, stay calm, carefully move away, find shelter, and then they say stay away from the white door and follow the shadow, it will keep you safe. So immediately we got a reference to the title, which is white door opened, and then something about a shadow that will keep you safe. How are you going to teach me all this and then not tell me about the white door or the shadow that's supposed to keep me safe from these things? But whatever, I guess we'll find out about it eventually. It's also interesting to note that they already have a state organization of anomalous figures, which means that this issue is clearly growing and concerning enough that they needed to make an organization for it. Wait, I actually just realized the text changed at the end here. This looks like some kind of other language at the top. So it turns out this thing up here is actually a Caesar cipher. And this says, you can see what this says, they are diseased. But the Caesar cipher translates to this: bring me your head, children. I can only guess that's got to be a message from the headless, I'm sure, right? It has to be. But all right, a Caesar cipher within the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds is kind of wild. So this is, I can already guess this is going to be a journey here. All right, let's jump into the next file. Cassette N2PL. The film recorded an anomalous entity, the Nephilim, located in the area of an old, closed quarry in Poland. During the operation aimed at finding the anomaly and getting rid of the threat, no human was hurt. In Poland, huh? Nice. An analog horror that doesn't take place in America right now. So these guys are gonna try to fight it. They're gonna try to fight a Nephilim? Nice bag. Guess, you know, when we hear the rumbling, that's... Okay, so it's within 300 meters. Because we heard the rumbling. We know that that's a sign of them. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna guess they didn't actually get it. Lutnik? Alright, so this is a different company. Documents related to the May 10th, 1993 event relate directly to object A.02 and an unclassified anomalous object named blank. It is forbidden to copy this, distribute, or interfere in any way with the content of the files contained in the above-mentioned documentation. Okay, so this is the second time we've seen 1993, so a lot of these events have to be taking place in that year. Okay, we got a map. Russian. We'll go back to that. Don't worry.
Dette basen. Vi fant dette stedet. Vi fant dette skjæret. For å være ærlig så hadde alt vært bra hvis det ikke var for at vi I tillegg til skåren har ferske spor her. Det ikke et dyr. Og det definitivt ikke menneskelig.
Report on actions taken by the Lutnik organization May 14th, 1993. Hello?
We observed this situation and it did not fill us with optimism. For example, because of the area that has been gradually degraded as a result of the crash of this something. They had and we have no idea what it is either. They sent a probe, watched the surface, but nothing more. We're just collecting information. They started to study it and mentioned its structure. They want to exploit it. From the moment it was on Earth, they too began to think differently. All as if their fascination turned into a sick obsession. There were too many possibilities. At the moment, the only thing left is the fear that they will eventually do something that we will all regret later.
Telescope number 2, Lutnik Research Facility, moon footage. August 5th, 1993. Is that something spreading on the moon? Oh, that's a big spread. Okay, it stopped. And there is, do you see that there? We're gonna pause there. This is just an endless video, so I'm gonna have to choose when we pause and go back and stuff. Let's go all the way back to this map here. We have this map. Apparently it's the path of Jeremy, it says here. Who or what the hell Jeremy is. This could be the name of some kind of anomaly. But you can see that there's like these red dots around too, around the map. This may just be a giant map of anomalies, and then this is just the path of one of them right here. But it looks like it starts in Russia. It ends up in Poland at some point. I believe this is Poland if I'm correct. So this could be a Nephilim maybe, because we did learn that there was a Nephilim in Poland in the last clip. But it also says it comes from here. Like there's a lot of different paths here. But then it goes to Antarctica, it looks like, which actually has to do with this next point, which I'm now going to read in English to you guys. This is the base. We found this place. We found this shard. To be honest, everything would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that, in addition to the shard, we have fresh traces here. It's not an animal, and it's definitely not human. Now, when they say traces, are they referring to the anomaly, or are they saying that there are traces of something else? It's interesting that they say, though, that we found this base. We found this shard. Now, this next part says it's a report on actions taken by the Lutnik organization. And then we hear this guy speak for a little bit, whoever this is. He drops some interesting information which might just automatically explain these anomalies. He says the area has been degraded because of the crash. So since we did look at the moon and now there are these random things showing up on Earth, these anomalies, this could be something alien that crashed here. And that would explain why that guy said we found the base, we found a shard. Maybe he found a shard of whatever crash landed. They said they started to study it, but they wanted to exploit it. From the moment it was on Earth, they became obsessed. We fear they will do something they regret. So it seems like Lutnik is investigating this thing, and maybe they're playing with something that they definitely shouldn't. Now, for this moon takeover part, pay attention closely here. It takes over as much as it can, then it blurs out a little bit, and then this dot appears right here. Follow this dot on the screen. It's very small, but it starts to move away. Oh, and I didn't even notice that we got some hidden images there. Okay, this looks like maybe some kind of blurry street and then some kind of tower. What kind of towers are these? Is this like a satellite tower, a radio tower? What kind of tower is that? I'm not even sure. But it looks like we got some anomalies on Earth that are messing with humans, causing some human distress, and it might be the result of some kind of alien object crash landing on Earth. Let's keep watching.
The collider was not prepared for this. Plans changed suddenly, but the tests went surprisingly well. The new shards also provided a lot of new information. However, I am concerned about the way tests involving animals, not to mention humans, are conducted. At first everything was fine, but after a while their transformations began. Animals did not experience it as well as humans. After a few minutes they simply died. But those, they changed. They are not the same. They have lost consciousness and their former body. No, they are something more than humans.
Critical failure. Research room on level -2 cut off from power. Control panels inactive.
In Supernatural Entity Vault.
Damage to Wall 5 of Supernatural Objects Vault has been detected.
Anomalous Object Containment Block 3, Wall 4, June 10th, 1993. Okay, that's a big explosion. Okay, State Organization of Anomalous Figures, documentation date, June 12th, 1993.
Attention! Due to the growing biohazard of unknown origin, the people of
The rain.
are asked to stay at home, close doors and windows. If possible, take shelter in an attic, on a roof or in a place 5 to 10 meters above the ground. In case of close contact with Category 4 hazardous biological waste, Immediately isolate the infected person and report the case to the nearest medical facility. The State Organization of Anomalous Figures informs, any incident resulting in the discovery of bodies should be reported without delay to the emergency number, referring to Procedure B2. First of all, you should stay calm.
Stay calm.
How do you expect me to stay calm in something like that?
Breaking news. Kandara, Gauntmo, Derain, and Bowder counties were hit hard by the unnatural biohazard on the night of June 12th to 13th. According to eyewitnesses, the arrival of the so-called red mist was sudden. 6 minutes after midnight, the first reports of strange cases of illnesses and unnatural changes in the shape of the bodies of infected people began to appear. There were also occasional reports of tall, deformed bodies appearing in the mist. All records, reports, and documentation related to the deformed, enormous creatures should be reported to the State Anomalous Figure Organization's information.
So this looks like that they were using some kind of giant machine with the shards to experiment on animals and humans. And like this guy says, the animals died shortly after, but the humans seem to change, and maybe the humans transformed into these anomalies now? And that's a result of them messing with these shards that came from space. This is my theory right now. I'm kind of just connecting a lot of threads, but I could be wrong. This alert was sent out to Derain on June 12th. And this big incident here happened on June 10th. So whatever happened here caused this in Derain, which some kind of red mist. This is why, as humans, we should hope that nothing ever comes from space or that aliens aren't real, because humans will just naturally try to fuck with them and then cause some kind of devastating to our own population. So, aliens, when you guys watch this video, because I know you guys be watching from outer space, don't come here. We're already destroying our own planet down here. It's okay. We don't need you to help accelerate the process. Oh, and June 12th is the stretch incident. Okay, so whatever this red mist was stretch spreading, and that was like the first big case of it. Okay, I see now. I see. That's why they said that people were deformed and all that. Okay, so someone on June 10th caused stretch to exist or to even happen. Maybe they did some experiment that just went out of whack. Hello.
Are you tired from being the saddest and weirdest person on Earth?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to. This fantastic remedy has been recreated with the help of Lutanix Research Facility. Thanks to the brilliant combination of liquid helium with a special type of psychedrin, you can feel much better today. This wonderful drug guarantees you happiness, pride, losing excess weight.
The miracle drug.
Remember to use it every day. Possible side effects include excessive weakening of the immune system,
Great.
loss of consciousness,
Okay.
bloody vomiting,
Wonderful.
drying of the skin,
Oof.
losing the ability to touch the ground. Feel lighter today with Heliucid.
That was a crazy scream.
Don't forget to check out all the Lutanix products. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, I don't trust them at all. Not even in the slightest. So at first I thought maybe it was a drug with stretch in it because of the loss of consciousness, bloody vomiting. Like they said, red liquid comes out of you when you start getting stretched. But Losing the ability to touch the ground and then literally showing like someone flying in the air is a little crazy. What I'm getting here is that the state organization of anomalous figures is kind of like the good guys here. I feel like they're kind of trying to understand these anomalies and protect people from them. But Lieutenant seems to be the ones that are messing with it, experimenting on it, and causing a lot of problems. Like, what is this drug? What is the point of this drug? Obviously some kind of catch and some reason they want people to take it. Hello, Earth. Earth. Yes, I was correct. Home to billions of living creatures. The third planet in the solar system in terms of distance from the sun. In antiquity and the Middle Ages, it was considered the center of the universe. It is also the only known planet with life. Moon. Hello. Earth's only natural satellite. It is the 5th largest moon in the solar system. Yeah, we know we got some sketchy on the moon. It's observing us the whole time. The moon died. The white door has been opened. Jeremy is awake. So, hold on, we got more planets up. Our universe is full of wonderful planets. It is so big that one day people started to wonder if there is any other life in space. They've sent probes to watch the surface, but nothing more. Another life found humans. The dead blind sphere found the forgotten children. Okay, I'm gonna be totally real with you. I don't know what any of that means. They did say the moon has died and it's watching us now. So is the current moon in this universe a false moon? Like it's not real and it's something else disguising itself as the moon. It says it is observing us the whole time. The moon died. We also finally get another reference to the white door, which is nice considering that we haven't gotten one since the first clip. And then we get some images here, which looks like the moon being, I don't know, sucked up by something. And then we get the moon again, but it looks like it's almost shining like the sun, which is really weird. There's a chance that there's some kind of alien race that may have just gotten rid of the moon and then replaced it with themselves to kind of watch over us or something. Again, I'm not really sure. We're only 15 minutes in and we've gotten a ridiculous amount of information on this stuff. And then of course we get Jeremy is awake. I don't know who or what Jeremy is, but I'm guessing it's some sort of like gigantic anomaly or maybe the highest anomaly on the totem pole. Definitely something that we should be worrying about. Anesthetics have been used in mass to prevent panic and hysteria around the world. All data on the Lieutenant Research Center has been archived. The state organization of anomalous figures documented and secured the research facility along with the equipment found. Benjamin Fisher, Project Shard supervisor responsible for the damage to the containment walls for anomalous objects, has been arrested on charges of conducting experiments resulting in human death. So this is the guy that was doing the shard experiments. His behavior did not seem normal. Since being arrested and transported for questioning, he has not spoken a single word. That is definitely because he's a copy man. If you remember from earlier, this is the exact same photo that they used for the copy man. But interesting that they said anesthetics have been used in mass to prevent panic and hysteria around the world. So maybe that's why Lieutenant was releasing that drug. It was to try to prevent panic and hysteria by basically giving everybody a happy drug. Obviously though, it had insane side effects. Guantmo and Durain counties have been decontaminated. Okay, so that's... You know, I was about to say that's good. I was so close to saying, wow, they did something right. But this looks like a town burning down. Is that what they mean by decontaminated? They just completely wiped the place off the map? God, the government's never good in these analog horror series either. August 20th, 2003. Candera National Park. A person named Tyler Hudson was walking in the national park. He was reported missing in the afternoon. The next day, in the morning, his torn body was found. A mobile phone was found next to him, along with recordings made on the same day. Let me see him, let me see him. Didn't really show me much. Between August 22nd and August 25th, 5 people were reported missing in the national park. Only 1 dead body has been found so far. They're waiting. What are they waiting for? Wait. Okay. It's very hard to see, and I have to stand up to see this right now. It says Candera National Park, and there's some kind of symbol here, which almost looks like, I don't even know, but I'll try it in editing to try to like ramp up the brightness so you could see it. Okay, this must be more footage from the national park. This music is so unsettling. This looks like a picture of the park. God damn it. So, a bunch of people have gone missing in this national park. We're not sure why. Not all the bodies have been found. Is there a chance that this park is full of traces? Which, if you remember, traces is like the plant-like anomaly that can give you psychic attacks. I mean, we see that these have shadows here, but I'm sure they could blend in very easily with the normal plants. There was also a link here, which we're going to go to right now. Okay, so the link does work, and it links to this website, State Organization of Anomalous Figures. SOF is an international organization dealing with capturing and securing anomalies that do not occur naturally in the environment, which may pose a threat to life on Earth. Due to recent reports and sightings, we remind you that if you find unidentified bodies possibly affected by anomalies, you should immediately contact the emergency number referring to Procedure B2. Remember not to panic in the event of an anomalous incident, find shelter, and above all, stay calm. Latest, attention, due to the increasing activity of the Traces anomaly, we advise you to remain calm and cautious if you observe it. So that has to mean that traces are what caused what happened in Candera Park, since it's literally linked to what happened right after that national park incident. Okay, we get a picture of the collider that they were talking about earlier, and then Jeremy is awake. Copyman is another being now, not even similar to human. Henry's still keeping the human's mind aware. Okay, so Jeremy's awake. Copyman is another being now, not even similar to human. So we have suspicions that Benjamin Fisher, who is the leader of the Shard program, was a copyman because they use the same image to describe it. Who the hell is Henry though? All right, so these are all very confusing statements because I would like to think that maybe the copyman is Jeremy now. I don't know who the hell Henry is. I don't even think we've seen a Henry so far. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And now we have quite the string of numbers here. Guys, I'm really going crazy here today. I actually translated that code. So that code is ASCII, which is a number to text code, and this is what it translates to. All these numbers translates to, it is not Ben anymore. He tried to kill it. Jeremy told him the truth. So we know that Ben is officially not Ben. It's got to be Copyman now. Maybe Ben tried to kill Jeremy, but then Jeremy killed Ben, and then a Copyman entered Ben. It's very confusing. We're given very, very little details here on what's going on. Let's just keep going though.
Welcome to the in-sound theory. Everything around us makes a sound. Even if we are unable to hear it, it can significantly affect the environment. The in-sound theory assumes that with the appropriately selected frequency of sound, with its help we are able to see and feel much more than before. Among the waves, we can mention 4 basic ones that we are able to obtain with the help of electronic equipment. The in-sound theory took care of safety and in cooperation with the Lieutenant Company obtained a new type of wave that physically affects the environment. The Manipulator. A wave composed of several types of waves with relatively low frequencies, as well as a special tone, generated with the help of the most modern equipment. The new sound waves react with the environment, transferring the recording along with the image to the scanner, where we are able to observe what we are not able to see with the naked eye.
Sound sample A03. This looks like footage from the Nephilim incident.
Okay. Patient 12B, previously affected by an anomalous mental type incident. Could you again describe exactly what you saw? Calm down. Take your time. We know how traumatic such an event can be.
I don't think I anticipated it. I already told you. That fluttering sound and the wind. That feeling.
Can you describe it more precisely? What did you see?
Butterflies.
Butterflies?
Uwaga! Komunikat dotyczy województw łódzkiego oraz wielkopolskiego. Według ostatnich doniesień na terenie
I already know a majority of you aren't going to understand this, so I'm just going to translate it right off the bat and read it to you. Attention, the announcement applies to the Lodz and Greater Poland townships, I'm guessing this means. According to recent reports, the anomalous entities have been observed in the above-mentioned towns. Using the classification of anomalous entities written by the American SOF agency, civilians are asked to stay at home and close windows and doors tightly. If you see any tall, deformed creatures, please call the emergency number, referring to standard procedures for anomalous incidents. The alert is valid until June 5th, until the supernatural threat is eliminated. And that is a Polish translation, so it seems like what happened in Durain is now happening in Poland. Yep, and there's your reminder of what happened in Durain. There was another thing to translate there. Okay, another thing to translate there.
Mark, słyszałeś o tych 2 nastolatkach, które zwiedzały ten stary tu?
Okay, so this little piece at the bottom here is Polish as well. It translates to "do not run away." And this part right here translates to audio record of June 5th, 2004, Greater Poland, Type 3, Nephilim. And here's the translation of this entire conversation here. Hey Mark, did you hear about those 2 teenagers who were exploring that old tunnel? What happened? Well, they were supposed to stay home like everyone else. The government displayed a special message, but they decided to go anyway. They reached the end of the tunnel and found a dead body. A dead body is actually the last thing I expect here. Wait, was there anything else? We had a report. The recording showed that they also saw this strange headless figure. What do you think it is? I have no idea. It came one day and the messages started. The files mentioned a mountain in Kandara State. Did any of them even survive? One. The second one got way too close. They found his body a week ago in a field. And now here's the second half of the conversation translated. You hear it? Do you think it's a Nephilim? Probably. I haven't seen any of them yet. Look there. Fuck. Huge. Report it. We need support. Wait. Is that light? Do they have a glowing head instead of a head? I don't remember that. Like a walking lighthouse? Holy fuck. He's coming at us. Group C, we are reporting a Type 3 anomaly, Nephilim near the village. He's running at us. Move up. No. I want it also to be known, these translations could possibly be wrong. This is just Google Translate helping me. And then it ends there. So it seems that in Poland, they're dealing with Nephilims and headless, and then something with a glowing head, which might be connected to the headless. Poland sounds pretty screwed, I'm gonna be honest. The recording is found on a memory card in the phone, which was secured with evidence from February 17, 2006. An unknown person looking around the abandoned building came across an anomaly of type blank. Other recordings on the memory card suggest that the person survived an encounter with the anomaly. So we're jumping way ahead in time now. We're in 2006. That is a large jump. Why are these people always in abandoned buildings? What are you doing there? Get out of there. In a world with anomalies going around, you should not be here. Is that something in the window there? No, maybe not. That was the tower
Everything
again.
was overgrown with vegetation. It's not easy to get there, but somehow I'll find a way. This can give us a lot of information. Maybe we will finally get to know what Jeremy is. That's an odd name for such a creature. The agency has already started snooping around too, but I think I'll be able to dig up the truth soon. They hid it from us. No one knew and no one was supposed to know what was going on in their shitty research facilities. But hey, the sun rises and slowly reveals the truth from the depths of darkness. I just hope it's not too late.
And that's it, that's the end. So hold on, let's go back, let's take a look at this thing real quick. Okay, this has to be some new kind of anomaly, because I don't remember anything that even looks like this. The headless don't have a head. This thing clearly has a head because it has eyes. This could be the true form of the copy man, although I doubt it. Definitely not traces, because traces are like grass and stuff like that. It's definitely not stretch, because stretch is like a disease type thing. And Nephilim don't have eyes, so it's not that either. So this must be some new kind of anomaly. We then see what looks like a skeleton structure, which does look quite off. Something looks a little wrong with it. And then we get another shot of this tower, which is now, this is the second time we've seen it. And then at the end here, we even see it for a third time right here. So again, if you guys could tell me in the comments what kind of tower that is, I'm not sure what kind it is. In this phone call, it does sound like that someone is trying to do their own research and find out what's really going on because they think that the public is being lied to. So it looks like going forward, we may get some more truth as to what's really going on around here. Here are my thoughts on White Door Open so far. It's a very complex series. There are so many details in it and different times and events and whatnot. It seems like a majority of the events take place in 1993, and we have SOF, which is the State Organization of Anomalous Figures, and Lutnik. It seems that Lutnik found some kind of alien shards and then was experimenting on them and may have created these anomalies. and then Soph is trying to contain these anomalies and stop them from hurting the human population. It seems like these anomalies can be anywhere in the world, as we saw by that map. We don't really get too much on locations. We know about some stuff that took place in Poland towards the end and the beginning, but as far as that national park, we don't really know where that was. I want to guess that was also in Poland, but we still don't know what or who Jeremy is. I still think it's like the highest power of anomaly, or maybe what's causing everything that's going on. Maybe it could even be the aliens that are watching us from the moon. We still don't fully know what's going on with Ben Fisher, who we think is a copy man now, but we kind of were left off with they contained him, but they still haven't gotten him to say anything yet. We do know he says something eventually, because it says that we end up finding out that copy men can mimic voices. Like I did say at the beginning of this video, this was just a compilation of some of the early files in the series. There are a lot of videos after this that we've watched today. So if you guys really do enjoy this series, make sure to drop a like on this video and I'll be sure to cover the rest of it. I'm sure in more videos going forward, we'll get more revelations as to what's really going on and get some more detail so we could form a better story here. Like I said at the end, it does seem like someone is catching on to all this and they're trying to find out the truth for themselves. Also, one tiny detail just before we finish up here today. Someone said in the comments that this is apparently like the recipe for meth. I don't know if that's true. Let me know. I read that in the comments on this video. That would make the drug that Lutnick made even crazier, even more insane. Obviously, guys, huge shout out to Tex Moon, who's the creator of White Door Opened. The link to the channel will be at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. And all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like on this video. Make sure to also comment any thoughts or theories that you have on this series down below. And also don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 300K before the end of the year. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.